Welcome, friends! Let's celebrate the day!
What's the situation, Degenerate Nation?
What's happening, Degenerate?
Back for another episode of Bad Cruise Reviews.
Oh.
Now, the last episode we did the Carnival Breeze, and if you recall correctly, it had a lot of kids on deck, poor food, crowded ship, air conditioners that didn't work, basic degenerates on a ship that people didn't want to hang out with. So this week I thought I would go a little more upscale.
You're going classy.
Classy. So I picked the Celebrity Edge. I mean, very
It's a
iconic,
beautiful ship.
very iconic ship. You can tell the Celebrity Edge no matter where you're at. You know
Yeah.
it's the Celebrity Edge because of the magic carpet hanging off the side.
And it's an absolutely gorgeous ship.
It is. So, there are, let me double check this again, 571 reviews in this particular website for the Celebrity Edge. Of those, there are 26 terrible reviews.
Terrible.
So, once again,
Terrible.
a very, very, very good pro rating. As a matter of fact, the excellents are almost 200 of those 500. So,
That's cool.
people with nothing but good to say about this particular ship.
Okay.
So let's get rolling.
What does the bad people say?
That's what we're here for.
Is it the bad people or the bad ship?
Just have a little fun and see, back when cruising was a thing, what would people complain about?
Yeah.
So, first review up. Here's my thoughts while they are fresh still in my mind. I got off the Edge this morning. In over 35 cruises and many happy ones of Celebrity, this was easily the worst cruise of my life. To put this into perspective, I have never written a negative review in 20 years of cruising, so what's so terrible about the Edge? 1. There is no access to the front of the ship for passengers under suite class. What you want to see where you are going? Anticipate the next port? Dream a little? Suite class right this way. Here's your private pool, hot tub and bar. Careful getting on your deck lounger. You're not suite class? Oh, be glad that we allow second class passengers to look out the side of the stern. Who do you think you are?
Okay, so I've never been able to do a Titanic moment on any of the ships I've been on.
No?
Because we're not allowed to the front of the ship.
Well, I don't specifically know what deck they're talking about, but
Right.
there certainly seems to be this particular passenger has a feeling that their money wasn't quite worth as much
they're
as someone
slight.
else that was willing to part with a substantial amount more for the suite class. All ships that I'm aware of, all cruise ships, have multiple levels of how much you're
Viewing.
willing to pay for.
Oh, yeah.
Be it a balcony, an interior, and apparently Celebrity is not immune to
Nope.
trying to get more from each passenger.
Nope.
So
What-
it's a
I
matter
don't
of
know
what you
what-
want to buy out to. I do take some of these. I get that this is a 1-star review and probably someone that maybe is a little unhappy. But with 35 cruises under their belt, you would have to figure that maybe there might be a little substantiation to this.
There might be. My only concern with this is it might have been their first time on Celebrity. It might have been their first time.
No, they say they've had many happy ones with
Oh,
Celebrity.
that's true.
So.
So I don't know. YouTube. Check out YouTube. Look at the videos. Someone's got to say something other than just this one person.
All right, and number 2, they list the ship looks like it was designed from stem to stern by IKEA, plain to the point of starkness. A passenger I spoke to described it as a Motel 6. That's not fair. I like Motel 6.
Okay, now we did watch some celebrity videos.
I think we're being a little harsh here, okay?
Right? We did watch some celebrity videos, and I can see design elements that are common to what I would find in IKEA. However, they got some crazy shit.
The ship is definitely unique in its
Right?
decor, and we'll I think we come across in maybe another review regarding the Eden dining room area
Yeah,
or whatever.
there's some-
It's definitely. We went on the Miracle, and it's definitely eclectic in design,
yeah.
and we enjoyed that. So to each his own. Everything's not for everybody.
No, and that's why every ship looks different, because everybody has their own own likes, dislikes, you name it.
And there's a place for you to leave a review and a place for me to read it. All right, so we skip a few. We pick up at number 7. Big screen movies are behind lampposts from seats, so you have to peer around poles to watch them. Curiously, most of the seats face away from the screen anyway. Smokestacks are too close to the deck of the ship, so you will often find yourself breathing diesel fumes while you try and watch the film.
Well, that's...
I'm going to call bullshit a little bit here.
Yeah, because that's based on the way
every
the
chair
wind
isn't
blows.
behind a pole.
No.
And I guess celebrity, get your shit together and put 50-foot tall stacks on top of the ship.
Right? And I mean,
It just
we're back
depends
to
on the
Mother
way-
Nature.
honestly,
and celebrity, control your wind.
It depends on which way you're sailing and which way the wind is blowing as to
Right.
where exhaust would go in the first place. So that, just a bit harsh. A bit harsh.
Yeah. And not every seat is going to be perfect. But every seat you had to peer around a pole, that's a lot of poles.
Yeah. That would be like a stripper cruise ship. Holes everywhere.
That's scary.
Moving on. Number 8. There are signs on the ship with white letters on a white background. Can you read white on white? I can't.
Okay.
None of the photos and all that I saw of celebrity. I mean, obviously there's something to this, that white on white was, for some portion of the signage was correct, but it seems a little critical.
Yeah, and it was probably a silver on a white, or a, there was probably a different version, because white, I mean, oh my God, you go to the paint store and there's like 700 whites.
If putting a white sign on a white background seems basically like it's invisible, it would just be a white sign. So that seems inappropriate, and I don't think for safety reasons or anything of the like that
I
you
agree.
would white on white would be a thing. So.
No, not at all.
All right, our next one. I went into the magic carpet the first day when I was on the pool deck to get a frozen drink and was told they don't make them there. Apparently, they don't have a blender. Never went back on sea days as it was too windy. In the Eden Lounge, if you went upstairs, there was no way out, and drinks were $18 to $20. The Eden Cafe was touted as having made-to-order food, but everything is pre-made and microwaved. Okay, a lot to unpack in this particular review, or
So
this section of it.
The magic carpet is the bar that is on the exterior of the ship that goes up and down from level 2 to level 16, I believe. Right?
Okay.
And they may not have they don't have a blender in a lot of bars. I don't even think the Alchemy on Carnival has a blender.
If there is no blender present, I don't know that it's made specifically to where you would go get yourself a drink in particular. I think it's more for the experience.
Right.
I could see if a blender was constantly running on the magic carpet, we'd probably get more complaints about the noise of the blender.
Exactly. And there are so many bars that do have blenders. And I do know that the magic carpet has specific drinks for that bar.
They have specific menu items and drinks created,
Yeah.
the magic carpet drink and stuff like
Exactly.
that. So I think if you were just a little flexible, that wouldn't be so much of a problem. So.
No. The Eden Lounge.
If you went upstairs, there was no way out, and the drinks were $18 to $20. So basically, this is where someone looking for a drink goes to die, because there's no way out.
No. Well, they should go back down the stairs.
It's basically the Hotel California of bars.
Right?
You can check out, but you can never leave.
Yeah, and check in, but you can never leave.
And then
they should
people
just
go
go back
complaining.
down the stairs.
People complain about, well, you might think that the stairs go both ways.
I'm guessing.
Okay, that's fair enough.
$18 to $20 a drink. Well, it's a specialty lounge, so they can charge more for the specialty stuff.
$18 to $20 seems pretty
It's pretty stiff.
Pretty stiff for a drink for me.
Pretty stiff.
I'll concede on that point that an $18 to $20 drink is very expensive. And people
Right.
complain about the drinks on Norwegian, Carnival, and Royal, right?
Exactly, right?
There
Even
you
the
go.
drink package.
Now we put it into perspective where your $10, $12 drink isn't so bad.
No. And touted as having made to order food.
And you can
but
leave a
everything-
bar on any other ship.
Exactly.
Freaking celebrity, you just got to stay for the rest of your life.
But everything's pre-made and microwaved. I don't know. I've never eaten there. Leave a comment below as far as what your experience has been. I would think it's not, because that's a lot of microwaves.
In the MDR, the food isn't made in front of you. I mean, this
No.
isn't teppanyaki or, places along those lines where Guy's Burgers or whatever the case is.
Exactly.
People make food right in front of you and hand it to you. Even
Right.
in the MDR, it's brought to you from a kitchen somewhere. So, come on,
Right? People.
chill. All right, next review. We'll go ahead and scroll through to the bottom. Appalling singers and other basic negativity toward their crews, and down to owing to the high-end price of the cruise and the Edge, it is bound to attract a more mature generation. With most respect to the older generation, I love it when people start off a comment with all due respect, because that means they're about to disrespect you.
Yeah.
This ship, I believe they mean to say, felt more like a floating care home than a holiday vessel. Facelifts and wheelchairs were the order of the day, as were walking sticks and motorized wheelchairs, which became irritating when thoughtless guests would drive them into the lifts. I would not recommend this ship to anyone who wants a bit more of an upbeat holiday. If you are ready to die, this ship is for you.
So, Celebrity is...
Whoa.
Celebrity is a more expensive cruise line.
Wow.
And
This
you're
is
going to
basically
find...
a hospice cruise ship.
It's not a hospice cruise ship. It's a hospice cruise ship with overpriced drinks and horrible entertainment and no blenders. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is Celebrity is more expensive, and so if you want to book a $10,000 cruise, you can. And you know what? The people that we've had your mom on one of those scooters, and everybody and their brother jumps in front of them and tries to just outmaneuver them to get in front of them because they think they're a bother. So maybe these were that kind of people that just like, oh, I'm bothered with someone because they can't walk on their own. Well, duh.
Because you're mobility challenged and you need to get your mobility business on a elevator, and this is a problem for this person. I don't want to cruise with this person. I want to cruise with. I want to go on the hospice cruise because I think there would be so much personality and so much enjoyment. I can't think of a place where you're not going to come across people that are mobility challenged. It's just it's not a thing.
We're living longer than we have in the past.
Buy a fucking yacht.
Right? I mean, this sounds like a great cruise.
I don't know about this upbeat, I'm sure this person is just being a little critical, was a little angry. They just parted with a fair sum of money, and these were the things that disappointed them. But picking on
people,
elderly,
yeah, that was just wrong. Floating nursing home.
Okay.
Well, of course, we heard that about Carnival too. The Breeze too. There was another floating nursing home.
Like I said, if you want to cruise for a relatively reasonable amount of money that the average person is going to have, you're going to have to split that cost of a 900 or 1,200 foot ship with about 4,000 other people.
Right.
And all of those other people are coming with whatever their thing is too.
Yeah.
So whether you're ready to party, or you're ready to sleep, or you're ready to read, or you're ready to suntan, you're ready to act like a hoe, whatever,
you're taking your
gamble,
family.
whatever your deal is, man. If you want to play in the pool, you get to deal with 4,000 other people doing the exact same thing, whatever their groove is. So flexibility, once again, key.
Flexibility, right? And tolerance, people. Okay.
There's only one thing I can't tolerate, and that's people that can't tolerate other people.
Right.
Wait a minute. All right. Next review. Highlight. We couldn't sleep the first 5 nights because the back of the ship vibrates. We were in cabin 9304. Don't book this cabin. They wouldn't move us until there were only 2 days left on the cruise. They go on to say that the La Petite Chef was a cheesy cartoon and couldn't wait for the meal to be over. And the ports they stopped at still had a lot of damage from the hurricane, so most of the areas seem run down. And damn it, Celebrity, get your ports straight.
Yeah,
And
I mean...
Control the hurricane damage, please.
Yeah, you got to get control of the towns you stop at. And, if a hurricane comes through, you got to dump a ton of money in that town
Somebody
and
needs to
rebuild
pass a
it.
law that hurricanes are illegal. We just can't have people running around ports that have been damaged.
No! And ships that vibrate, I mean, come on. Don't get a cabin above the engine room.
I don't know where 9304 is on the Celebrity Edge.
No.
And we've been on ships that had vibration due to mechanical business.
Yeah.
When on the Miracle, when we were in the dining room, which is in the back of the ship,
That was fun,
the drink would kind of dance across the table a little bit because they were putting the spurs to it a little bit. But
Yeah, but it's part of cruising. It's an adventure.
yeah, I think a little
your
research would
mind.
serve a person well, regardless of what cruise line or what I don't care if it's a land vacation. I mean, nobody just jumps on a plane and hops off in Orlando, Florida, and then figures out what Disney's going to be like. I mean,
No.
just you got to do something to put a little work into it to make your time more enjoyable.
Exactly. And just be
And there's
open
1,000
to the
websites
adventure.
out there that people actually leave reviews right down to the cabin.
Yeah, and there's videos of the cabins. I mean, we've done our cabin
Typically,
reviews.
there would be maybe some video, but you would certainly find advice.
Yeah.
All right, next
Oh,
review.
this is big.
I noticed the loud music at once. When we lowered the infinite balcony window in our cabin, I was extremely upset because I was so relaxed upon boarding such a beautiful low-key ship, and the mix of loud rock music and the calm atmosphere of the ship were at odds. Our hearing and seeing senses were constantly at war. There was techno music everywhere. I mean everywhere, except the bathrooms. The volume could have been turned down by half and still be heard. I was hoping that the music problem in our cabin had resolved itself, but no, I could still hear it thumping bass. I became weepy, and I felt that way the entire cruise because I could not escape to a quiet cabin. And there were no quiet seating areas to have a quiet conversation. What a nightmare. I made many visits to guest relations, and on the third night we were moved to a higher deck. That cabin was close to the magic carpet that we heard that music even more loudly, and the view was obstructed. I actually checked to see if we could fly home from Puerto Rico the next day. Also, the music from the Grand Plaza could be heard in the surrounding restaurants. It was not until we docked in San Juan and I heard a band playing Caribbean music that I realized there was no Caribbean music ever on that ship or anything in the shops that indicated what type of cruise we were on. What a mistake.
Look at your cruise line. Look at YouTube videos. Look at previous experiences that people had. I don't know about the loud music. I mean, I know there's loud music on all ships.
A lot of people bring earplugs for
A lot of
sleeping.
people bring earplugs for sleeping. Whether
Maybe
it's engine
just as a
noise or
precautionary
music.
thing, you never know what the deal is. Like I said, if you're going to cruise with 4,000, 2,000, whatever, 6,000 other people, you're going to hear other people.
Oh, yeah.
And the ship is geared toward setting a tone.
Right.
I don't know about the music coming off the side of the ship and into their balcony, and it's unfortunate that they actually made an attempt to try and fix that by relocating them and then put them next to a bar hanging off the side of the ship.
Well, and I do think, that when they got on the ship, they weren't expecting loud music. They were expecting a more nursing home cruise.
Yeah, so this person would want the other person's
and
cruise.
they didn't get that.
And this is the second cruise line that we've done reviews on that we also see the lack of Caribbean music. So
yeah.
theme there that maybe
So if this person was on the nursing home cruise and the other person was on this cruise, it may have been totally different reviews. But that just goes to show you
Alrighty
that
then.
people are very different.
thumping bass.
Thumping
I
bass.
became a weepy.
Weepy. But really investigate your cruise line. Really investigate your cruise directors. Make sure it's the right one for you.
I really kind of, honestly, my empathy is really heavy with this particular person because what they were expecting and what they got were really two different things.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, there was an attempt to try and rectify the situation, but I mean, when you're considering flying home from the first port of your cruise,
Right.
this is celebrity cruise, so we're not talking some $300 two-nighter, in the Bahama paradise. This is a pricey ass cruise, and
and like I said, maybe Celebrity read the first review about the nursing home cruise and tried to bump it up, and,
like, you want
and
it?
then they got this review.
No, not go ooh. Like,
So-
man, we can't get it right here.
No, they can't. You can't please everyone, and that's what I think the cruise industry needs to understand: is you're not going to be able to please everyone. So having a broad range of quiet versus, I think, I hate to say this, but I think Carnival's done a good job. There's the library. There's plenty of places where we've gone and had a totally quiet deck with maybe 10 people.
They do have those super cool infinite balconies,
right?
Where basically you open up your room to the side of the ship.
Yeah.
And, it's not just a swinging door. So versus balconies we've stayed on, I can see where potentially if they were close to one of these venues with that much open space, the music would come in.
I don't know.
And if it
we
wasn't
would probably
your jam,
be open now.
if somebody sat around and played classical music blaring into my cabin all day, I would probably become unhinged.
We'd have real problems.
Thumping bass would probably make me want to join the party.
Classical music we would have a problem.
All right, next review. This ship is not child friendly, with many small breakable art objects within reach of small hands, such as model ships made out of string pearls, just the right size to shove up your nose.
Okay, well, if your kid's looking for something to shove up their nose, they're bored. So get them out of the freaking art gallery. That's not helping.
Well, I don't know where this particular art object was that was made a ship of string pearls that a
probably
child could get their hands on.
One of the jewelry stores, art shows.
No idea, but we've seen other reviews, and we may see one in this particular episode of keeping your children attended.
Yeah, I mean, young children are going to pick stuff up, and most cruise lines don't leave just stuff laying around. Because it'll walk away. People are thieves. Some people are thieves.
Does this review have a point that there shouldn't be a small object made of string pearls in grasping range of a small child?
I would say so.
Fair enough.
Because, that would be expensive if it got broke.
I don't know, maybe it screws up the feng shui to have a border in front of it. With,
have you seen the Eden Lounge?
The celebrity vibe. So, if you cruise Celebrity, be aware that your child may shove pearls up their nose.
Yes. First statement.
And to remove them, it's a clog one nostril
and blow.
Yeah. Now you know how to fix it. That one's on the house. Next review.
Wow.
Third time cruising with Celebrity. Third time cruising. First time on Celebrity. Previous to with NCL. Mostly based on the fact that the food is horrible.
Oh.
I don't know how they could have dropped the buffet or the ball so low. The buffet is disgusting and greasy. The food messed with my stomach. They don't even have a sandwich station at the buffet. I mean, come on. I don't feel like eating prime rib for lunch. And then there's the other side of the cruise, the reviews that we see. The food was awful and they wanted more higher end offerings. You just can't win.
No, and like I said, every person has a picture of what's going to happen on a cruise. Seriously. Everybody overindulges on a cruise. So,
do you honestly believe that the only thing on the menu on Celebrity at lunchtime was prime rib? Okay.
No.
You don't need to make your review. If you had a bad experience, then leave your bad experience. Indulgence isn't really necessary if you had a bad experience. To me, it makes it less believable.
Yeah, they probably overindulged, and that's why their stomach was upset. I mean, I don't know what they overindulged on, but when you're on vacation, everything goes up a notch as far as you're gonna do it.
And if there wasn't a sandwich station, particularly in the buffet, I'm sure there's somewhere to get a sandwich or be flexible and find something else to eat. That's not prime rib.
Yeah, go to guest services and say, hey, I just want a sandwich. Do you have any suggestions?
Order prime rib with a side of toast, steak sandwich.
No! Bam, that was good.
Make your own.
Okay.
Goes on to say the MDR was terrible. Eden, it was so-so, not Michelin stars quality. Raw and 5, the sushi joint is terrible. Worst sushi they've ever had in their lives. Only good meal was in Fine Cut Steakhouse, which they just said they didn't want prime rib.
Right.
And my microwaved meal on the flight home was better than most of the food on board. Seriously. Yes, that's what I say. Seriously?
Seriously?
I have had my share of
Airplane
airplane
food
meals,
and
and I have had very few meals on any cruise ship that would be in comparison to this pre-warmed meal.
Yeah,
that's been on the ship or on the airplane for 3 hours before I got to it.
The only thing I like on the airplane is those little cookies. That's it. And I don't know what they are, but they're the little cookies, and they're good.
Once
Everything
again,
else,
I
no.
believe we're doing some embellishment here that.
Sushi.
I
is
can't
a hit and
testify to
miss.
the fact that NCL's food is pretty bomb. I couldn't testify that celebrities' food is this, that, or the other. I would expect it would be a much higher end experience, just fed to the
Based
fact
on the
that
cost.
it's a higher end cruise line.
Yeah. So maybe they had simpler tastes rather than more refined tastes. So maybe this person wasn't
Not
a
wanting prime
foodie
rib
and
for lunch?
wanted more, guys' burgers and tacos.
No,
versus
they wanted a freaking sandwich.
They wanted a sandwich. So they wanted the deli station. And maybe this was their first celebrity cruise, and
They said it was.
they'd cruise Carnival up until then.
No.
So or NCL or some other Royal
2 on
Caribbean.
NCL, 1 on Celebrity.
Well, NCL.
So I
does
think
have
they
good
found their
food.
jam.
They found their jam. NCL.
NCL. Feather in NCL's cap.
Right?
Kicking, I mean, for this particular reviewer, kicked
Right.
Celebrity's ass. So save
Hard.
yourself a few $1,000 and you got a cruise ship you like, or a cruise line you like.
Exactly.
All right, next review. Back to our old friend smoking cigarettes. Smoking on this ship is on the starboard side, where all the other Solstice and Millennium class ships, smoking is only allowed on the port side. On the edge, the smoking area is one short deck right above where they make hamburgers, hot dogs at the pool bar. Not very healthy to be getting food and smelling cigarette smoke.
Okay, now I didn't know there was a designation between what side of the ship smokers should be on.
Yeah, I'm not sure it makes a big difference.
I don't think
I can
so.
see where maybe the design was to have the exhaust from the hamburger,
Right.
the hot top style food, maybe mixed in with the smoking lounge, because they figure screw those smokers. We don't really care if y'all get to sit here and suck in smoke grease, or
Right.
grease smoke.
I don't know.
There's not anywhere you can go and smoke cigarette anymore that
No.
is going to be socially acceptable. It's just always, no matter what.
Yep, and it's for smokers or and
Yeah,
we're
the struggle's
vapors.
real.
So we actually get lumped in with the smokers, even though ours don't smell anything like
Well,
cigarettes.
the more they
so
try
we
and
get
pack-
lumped into it.
The more they try and pack everybody smoking wise into one spot, it just means you have
much more smoke.
Say 5% of the population on a ship smokes, and now you have 5% of 4,000 people, which is around 200 people, right?
In this little bitty area.
Moving through those common smoking areas, whipping it up. And I'm not saying, look, if we scattered it out, it would be better off, but it's obviously going to be concentrated in a smoking area.
Yep.
And that's always been the case every time
Yeah.
we've been somewhere. The only place where it seems like it doesn't, it's not as strong, and everybody would disagree with me, is the casino, because it's a larger area. So
And it's massively
but
ventilated.
when we were on the Paradise, I mean, it was literally a 30, 40 foot long little venue by about 10 feet wide, and man, the smoke coming out of it like a freaking wildfire.
It was horrible.
And it was right above the Lido.
And we couldn't, I like to throw some money in, and it was hard to be in that casino.
Yeah. So anyway, next review. We are elite status, booked our cruise for the Edge over a year ago. We were with another couple, maiden voyage, discovered no sky lounge for folks to get together for drinks during Captain Club hour, no rendezvous lounge, no card room, and no library. Lots of missing things for this particular reviewer. No quiet space except in your cabin. I got one person so far that would disagree with you. That's not even true. The
Right?
computer lounge is out in the open with everyone walking by. The martini bar is in the middle of deck 3, and the noise level looks extremely loud. You can't carry on a normal conversation without you raise your voice. Cafe El Banco is a nice, quiet, relaxing area to enjoy coffee, tea, and relax. You can forget that with all the noise and heavy foot traffic and people running into you, let alone kids playing and kicking their soccer balls in the area and no security to stop them. Don't expect the parents to step in. They were down at the martini bar taking care of their own problems.
So, I'm getting a theme here. Parents go on vacation, they take their kids, and the kids may or may not have supervision, may or may not have been taught manners.
Kicking soccer balls.
Kicking soccer balls.
Wow.
That's pretty extreme. I'm sure they were stopped at some point.
Well, I don't know about the whole soccer ball thing. That seems...
Yeah, I don't know how they got a soccer ball out of
I'll take
the
you
kids
at your
club,
word.
but there are places on the ship to have quiet time.
And security is not. I maybe on some cruise line this would be true, but security does not police children unless they are seriously. There would have to be something.
It's a safety
seriously going
issue.
on. Yeah, but just kids running around playing grab ass. I have never seen a security guard intervene in that.
Nope, they're not the kids' parents. It's not their responsibility.
And then the parents are on vacation too. So what do kids do when they're on vacation? Run around and play grab ass. That's it. You know,
Exactly.
they're there. They want to have a good time on the cruise ship too. So it's not. It's not that they're an imposition to the parents. It's a family vacation. There's a little mom and dad time. I can't say that the parents are actually down at the martini bar taking care of their own problems.
Well, they'd be
But
doing
the
all
parents
that.
might be lounging in the sun or whatever the case is, and the kids might just be checking out the ship, running around, goofing off.
Well, and that's part of exploring and having fun and meeting friends. And you have, as a kid who
Well, like I
went on
said,
a lot of vacations,
we're
we had
not-
vacation friends.
We're not totally offended by kids.
No, we're not. So it's part of life. You know, parents, kids, grandkids. All.
But this is the second review we've seen that mentions noise levels on the ship.
Yeah, the noise level may be an issue with this ship.
Well, turn the music up, turn the music down, or maybe it's
They're
just-
not going to make everybody happy. I mean, they had it down, so they had a nursing home cruise, and then they turned it up, and now they've got obnoxious music.
I couldn't tell you which it is.
I don't know. Probably going to have to investigate this further.
So, after all these bad reviews, which in total was, like I said, a very, very minuscule percentage of the good reviews for the Edge. Would you cruise on the Edge given the chance?
I would cruise on the Edge given the chance. However, we've watched some videos about the Edge, and some of the stuff on there just isn't really my thing.
I just think that magic carpet thing is cool as shit.
The magic carpet thing is cool as shit, and I'm
That
not trying
Eden thing, that looks freaky as fuck. Okay? I don't even know what is going on there with the weird
I was
fairy
weirded out.
part, Lord of the
Even the
Rings
entrance.
part. What's that? Cirque du Soleil. I can't. There's a lot
even
of
the
funk.
entrance into the Eden room was a little.
There's
it
some-
looked like
yeah.
Grammy guys through the entrance. It was,
I think a celebrity is attempting to probably reach an audience that otherwise maybe wouldn't be into the general cruise decor or vibe.
every cruise line has different levels of sophistication. You know, everyone's different. Marriott has all the way from the Ritz-Carlton down to your regular Marriott hotels that we've stayed at.
I would say cruising is
so
a lot.
it's all over the board.
I would say cruising is a lot like Vegas.
Yeah.
Where if you want to stay at Circus, where there's jugglers and it's all
Yep.
circusy themed, then that's great. Or you can go over to some European topless pool type of deal, some
Right.
real high-end thing, some one
You
that's...
got the Pyramid, you got
Yeah,
the Mirage, you got the Bellagio, you got...
depending on the vibe you want, but somehow that translation gets lost when it comes to cruising as to just because you bought a cruise doesn't mean it's a ship that goes out in the middle of the ocean. It comes with a flavor.
Right. I mean,
And that doesn't matter what, even among a single cruise line, that could be the case where you would have a much more sophisticated, in some people's
Yeah.
opinion, and then other would be a little more down home, a
Well,
little more
and-
country.
And back to that, a little more country. Back to that one person's evaluation or review was, it's from IKEA. Well, Celebrity is known for a little more modern style, and IKEA just happens to be a little more modern style.
If you can ever get it put together.
So, yeah, if you can ever get it put together.
Yeah.
Deadpool was hilarious. But yeah, it's all different. So pick your cruise line based on your taste, based on your preferences.
Well, just do your once again.
do your
It comes
research,
down,
watch some YouTube
and this is
videos.
probably going to be the advice that's the biggest thing is do your research.
Yeah.
You can see what the Celebrity Edge looks like by just free on YouTube. It's all out there. There's pictures of the ship. You can find different reviews. You can find that this would or would not be your jam. I can see where the Infinite Balcony might be a disappointment if music where you go like, wow, that's badass, and then all of a sudden you're just bombarded by music. If
Right.
that's true.
If
Or
I'm
if it was
paid for
just
an
a
Infinite
faint
Balcony, I'd
hint
be upset.
of noise from outside and it destroyed the sound of the ocean going by, which, you know,
You can.
get low. Get low.
Get low.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. We appreciate you tuning in for this episode of Bad Cruise Reviews. Celebrate the day.
Thanks for watching. Much love to our friends. Be the good in the world. Spread the love and go on an adventure. Please like, comment, and subscribe.